So I just completed all of Jumbo Jones, Aqua Saint 1 through 4, and sort of to no one's surprise, it was a lot easier than the other brutal advents, and it can still definitely give you quite a tricky time if you're unprepared for it. You really do have to be decently good at rushing stages down if you want to have no difficulty with this stage, and honestly that's just not my strong suit. So it's just a big test of rushing and sort of precise timings, wise cannon timings. It's just about timings. The boss is really not strong if you time things right, to be honest. So for the first stage, it's honestly extremely easy stage, by far the easiest brutal advent start in the game. It's just a handful of doge darks and angelic gories, and you have plenty of time to stall and build up money, and you need to build up money for this stage because once the boss comes out, the boss rushes extremely hard. For all these stages, Octopus Cat is absolutely essential. Honestly, Super Cat might also be great along with Octopus Cat, because Octopus Cat sometimes does not survive hits when you need it to, so Super Cat could be a great bailout, but I actually did not use it in any of this stage. So for this first stage, and pretty much all of them, you'll see that Jumbo Jones is terrifyingly fast, so rushing or luring to the stage is just an awesome course of play. Pizza Cat is sort of essential for this stage because you need to be able to take out these raging gories in time. As soon as Jumbo Jones gets off his first attack near my base, you have to rush it down with Awakened Bahamut Cat. He needs to be maxed to do this method, otherwise, I don't know, you might just have to Uber carry. And then besides that, it's sort of just precise timings. I did get lucky in this attempt. It took me, I think, 3 attempts, but Awakened Bahamut Cat and ID are able to survive the yellow hit from Jumbo Jones, because that one only does 20,000. The thing is, you do have to have a surviving octopus. So as long as you have a surviving octopus, it'll just not be a big deal. But if your octopus dies, you're sort of screwed. So, moving on to the second stage, and this one definitely ups the difficulty a little bit, and I actually did thoroughly enjoy this one. This is the only stage where I used a rich cat. It just honestly made it a whole lot easier and more manageable to do. The first thing I did, and I recommend anybody do this, is send out a courier cat to take care of the first 3 trolley bloggers. Then I let the devil wife kill it, and then with decent enough timing, you might have to fickle around with this because it is decently hard. You should ideally let the Can kill the devil wife before Jumbo Jones. I definitely screwed myself over with that one, but it is what it is. This does look quite dire because Jumbo Jones does get a wave off, and you can see it really does have a devastating effect. And that right there was a critical piece of tech. You need to spam ID Re to kill that condemned paying, not Awakened Bahamut Cat, because ID Re is surge immune. So once you do that, there's nothing in your way stopping you from just absolutely devastating this guy. Because, yeah, they're able to survive hits, which is absolutely insane and is just so useful. You do have to deal with the Angelic Slepinar eventually, but by that point, you should be able to kill it or get it, like, super low. So it does take a couple attempts to just really get the timing right, because there's a lot of peons, and you absolutely have to get the ID hit on condemned paying, otherwise the run just isn't a success. But after you get that, it's not that hard. It's just sort of a lot of stalling. Moving on from that extremely annoying stage, we have what is, in my opinion, the hardest stage of the whole gauntlet. Now this one, just look how small the base length is, and that is terrifying because, yeah. So you have to just stall at the front to max or almost max money, and what I did here is send Awakened Bahamut Cat to deal with the Scissoroo at the very start. This one is sort of RNG dependent. There are a couple metal doges throughout the stage. You shouldn't encounter more than 4 or 5 in the whole stage, but you do have to get lucky because it can end your run. this stage is not that hard pushing because the Scissoros are really infrequent, so you do have time to cycle through multiple Awakened Bahamut Cat and IDs to slowly chip at the boss. You just need to save them for the Scissoros. So yes, killing the Scissoroo at the start is essential, and then you just have to sort of get lucky with that first Metal Doge proc, because that sort of determines the run. As long as you can kill it reasonably fast, you should be good for the rest of the run. This is really just not a hard stage. I did struggle on it, but once I figured out that I could just send Awakened Bahamut Cat at the start, it was definitely a game changer. So you're seeing I'm dealing with the second Metal Doge in the boss wave, and Augur Researcher is a huge asset. I tried using Cat Tornado, but that thing was just way too slow, so it was just unbearable. As you can see, I'm getting really unlucky with this Metal Doge proc, but it's actually not too bad, because I still have room. This boss, I'm sort of surprised. It looks like it hits really far, but it really doesn't. You have a decent amount of space, and more than you would think is what I've learned. So, by this point, the stage is effectively finished. I just need to save up for another Awakened Bahamut Cat, and then the stage is just over. And you do need to time your rushers with Scissoros, because the Scissoros are by far the biggest threat, because they will just wreck everything. Now, it is a extremely close thing, but it did not need to be. It's sort of just proc luck, to be honest, and this one's annoying. I mean, it's no March to Death, but it is extremely annoying. But once you take care of the Elder Sloth, there's nothing else to stand in your way, and ID Re can survive a hit, and not even Metal Doge really matters by this point. So yeah, this is by far the most grueling of the stages, and it is RNG dependent, which absolutely sucks when you have to do that. But the good news is you really only need to use a speed up, so like you're not really wasting anything except your time, and it's an annoying stage. It's a pretty hard stage, but that's sort of just because of the luck factor, and figuring out Awakened Bahamut Cat needs to go first. That's really the only way to succeed that I've tried experimenting with it. I've tried rushing it down at the start, but it's been really hard to just rush the boss down at the start without letting it get attack, because this stage has the potential for a lot of DPS. Like, Elder Sloth can one-hit a lot of things, which is terrifying. It is quite fragile. I was surprised by how quickly it went down. I guess just Awakened Bahamut Cat is just OP. Now, moving on to the final stage. Now, the boss once again spawns on a timer, which, I don't know, I guess it's annoying, but have you ever noticed how it just follows the pattern of, like, boss doesn't spawn, boss spawns for all the brutal advents? Anyway, you get a free money dispenser, which is a lot of kangaroos just scattered throughout the stage. I believe there's infinite of them, so you really don't know. Not quite infinite. I think around 5. So you do not have to worry about money. You have to do 2 slime hits and then Can Cat to just make the most out of this. There's a decent amount of ways to handle this stage. I saw Lord Marquard actually lured Oldhorn and then rushed it all down, but honestly, you can do a lot of damage in this short amount of time, so just go in with both of your rusher units, spam pretty much everything, spam Mushroom, Royal Guard, and you'll be surprised, because this boss is pretty flimsy with only 500,000 HP per knockback, which they can make pretty quick work of, and as you can see, they can survive a hit, which actually allows them to take out the Oldhorn. Now, even if you're not able to fully take out the Oldhorn, it's not a insane deal. Royal Guard Cat and Jelly Cat should be able to chip it away to finish it. Now you have the significantly more major problem, and that's Lord Gravy. Like, this guy's a menace. I spent almost 7 minutes trying to kill him because he never dies, and as you see, Jumbo Jones just went down, and you should ideally kill him around this time. It maybe a little later you can afford to, but Lord Gravy is extremely powerful. So from then, it's just so tedious. Like, this is annoying part. Like, maybe honestly waste your lineup spot on a zombie killer or something that can deal with this a little better, because this was extremely annoying. But anyway, this is pretty much the easiest advent. Subscribe.